Hello, welcome once again to SiteGrinder One Hint at a Time. In the last video, we looked at text menus that were vertical text menus where we had individual lines of text. This time we're going to look quickly at horizontal menus. You can make a text menu that's horizontal just by putting all the text on one line and separating the items by 2 or more spaces. So in this text menu, each item is separated. I've separated them by 4 spaces from the next item. And the more consistent the spaces are between items, I mean 4 spaces on between each item, then the more consistent the results will be on the web page. You can also use a text menu that uses the vertical pipe character to separate them, and the vertical pipe character is found by the little key that's above the enter key on your keyboard usually. So you can use either separator to separate out horizontal menus. Now, one thing to know about text menus and text horizontal menus in particular is they are not pixel perfect. The text menu do, as a consequence of their being editable, that they can have their words changed and their links changed, and they can have more items added to them and things like that later. One of the consequences of that is that they are not pixel perfect. For example of what I mean by that, I've added some graphic lines to this design, one that goes right through the middle of the center pipe on this lower menu, and 2 others that are bookending the product's menu item. And I want to, when we build this page, see where those lines, where the text menu ends up relative to the lines. The graphic lines will come out exactly as they are in Photoshop. They won't move at all, but we'll see that the menu items themselves drift a little. So here we open this up in the browser, scoot this over, and in a second, as soon as it loads here, there we go. Let's close the design manager, make this a little easier to see. So here you can see that the graphic line, the red line in our Photoshop document went straight down the center pipe, is not. That this menu is over just a little bit. It's contracted a little to the left. And this menu here is also contracted a little bit so that its products is not perfectly bookended. So that's something to keep in mind when using horizontal menus, is that you can't put other things on the page and expect them to keep the relationship to the individual menu items. If you're planning some sort of like hierarchical menu where you have a menu across the top running horizontally, and then you want vertical menus to appear when those are hovered over, you can set something like that up, but you probably will not be able to use a text menu for the menu across the top. You may have to use individual button layers for the menu that runs horizontally, for the control that runs horizontally. All right, thank you much.